Ratchet Clank Rift Apart is a great demonstration of the power of SSD in PS5. In the gameplay footage, what we see is that Ratchet and Clank are jumping from world to world very instantly, and I have some interesting thoughts here, and I did a comparison with PS3 and PS4 just to compare the loading speeds between each console. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare PS3, PS4 and PS5 loading speed. Before, there are some caveats to this. The footage that we got for the PS5 is very early, and there are something that I'm not 100% certain is like before Ratchet jumps from one world to another world, there is this sort of a space or dimension. Is that a hidden loading or is that artistic choice? Even with the earlier PS4 and PS3 game, Ratchet jumps into the ship and the ship takes off and lands. There's this animation. So I'm not sure if that's also part of the loading screen or is just artistic choice, because it will seem pretty bizarre if there was an awkward cut directly to a level. If you take an assumption these are not hidden loading screens, and even with the newer demo, it's not a hidden loading screen, it's just an artistic choice. It takes around a second or two to go through these areas, but with the loading it's like instant. Like there's hardly a second, it's just very instantly the world loads up. But I see there are some hitches, or it takes just a fraction or a millisecond to load the world fully, because there's a difference. If I slow it down for you, you might notice a difference. It's not a big deal. I think that's just early footage. They can work out the bugs and the kinks, and it's going to be, I think, pretty smooth. It's going to be instant. So let's compare to the PS4. What I've seen, each world or each planet loads differently. So there's on average it takes around 13 to 14 seconds. But let's say Veldon has loaded in 8 seconds. Nebula G34 loaded in 11 seconds. And this is the worst one, 16 seconds. This is the max I've seen. So it takes around, on average, you can say 13 to 14 seconds. And the max we have seen is 16 seconds. And the lowest I've seen is 8 seconds. So that's sort of the average that I'm seeing on the PS4. So I have a PS4 Pro on a traditional hard drive. So just for your reference, let's jump to PS3. What I'm showing here is a Kraken Dime. So it takes about 14 seconds to load this planet, and about this one 12 seconds. So again, that average between 13 seconds. If I go back to the PS3 and load the original Ratchet and Clank trilogy, or the collection that we have, it takes around 13 to 14 seconds to load, specifically loading screens I'm talking here. So I'm not taking the time it takes to hop on the ship and exit from it. So that time is not included. These are purely load times. If you see on average what we have seen here from PS3, PS4, it takes around 13 to 14 seconds. And on PS5, it's zero. It's instant loading. So that's the power of SSD and how it compares with the previous generation and the current generation and upcoming generation. I hope you like this video. Thank you for watching.